Well, viewers, those are the headlines and our top focus, what's happening in the U.S. as far as the Epstein files are concerned. We're now learning that both chambers of the U.S. Congress have approved a measure requiring the Justice Department to release its files on the late financier. The House of Representatives passed the bill overwhelmingly in a 427-1 vote, while the Senate indicated it would approve the measure once it formally receives it. President Donald Trump has stated that he will sign the bill into law. The files amassed during criminal investigations include victim and witness interviews and material seized from Epstein's properties. Survivors of Epstein's sexual assaults have now testified at the Capitol in support of the release, citing years of quote-unquote institutional betrayal. Trump had previously opposed the disclosure but reversed his position, urging Republicans to support the measure. House Speaker Mike Johnson and other Republican leaders who had earlier opposed the release voted in favor following the president's shift. Senate Majority Leader John Thune has stated that the Senate expects to pass the bill and send it to Trump for his signature shortly. With us on the broadcast is Mr. Matthew Wadham. He's an American journalist joining us from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us. Donald Trump's reaction has been very interesting, from being opposed to making a U-turn, to publicly even shutting down reporters who are questioning him on issues. Now he's put out a very lengthy tweet stating that regardless of the outcome, there are a number of issues that the Trump administration has in fact delivered on, that he promised during the polls, whether it is regarding the immigration, whether it is regarding women's sporting issues as well, whether it's regarding the tariffs, whether it's regarding bringing jobs. Why are we seeing this sort of flip-flop rhetoric? Because we do know that one of the key poll promises that Donald Trump had made, that his vociferous supporters, including high-profile faces such as Elon Musk, had repeatedly brought up, were these files.
I don't know for certain why Donald Trump suddenly embraced the release of the Epstein files. Excuse me, but I suspected he saw which way the wind was blowing, so to speak, and he saw that Congress was heading in the direction of forcing the government to divulge the so-called Epstein files. And we're still not even certain what's in the Epstein files, but Trump did himself a disservice by campaigning in 2024 on releasing these files, and then he did an about-face once he came into office, once his second presidency began, and he started to say they shouldn't be released, and then he started to browbeat people for insisting that he honor his campaign promise. So a lot of the problems that President Trump is having related to the Epstein files are of his own making. Again, I think he just saw which way things were going, and he decided to get ahead of the problem and reverse himself and support the release of the files. He claims that there's nothing damaging on him in there, and from what we've seen so far, because Congress released one of the congressional committees released a whole bunch of Epstein documents recently. He was not close to Epstein, or at least not for very long, because Epstein is talking about how he doesn't like him. And how, so it's clear that the two were not close. So I'm not sure what's going to be in there, but it's definitely going to be interesting.
Indeed, we are yet to see what exactly will be revealed, but I also want to understand, could we then see the Democrats trying to capitalize on this changing rhetoric ahead of the midterms?
Well, definitely. They're accusing President Trump of flip-flopping, and in that respect, they're correct. He has flip-flopped on the issue. That doesn't mean he's guilty. Maybe it means he's getting bad public relations advice. They're going to use it against him. They continue to promote baseless conspiracy theories that he was part of some sex trafficking, sexual slavery operation. And, there's no evidence at all to support that, but they're going to keep saying that because they hate Donald Trump and they've lied about him before. And why should they stop now? It's paid dividends for them.
Indeed, but we've also seen Trump sort of raise the issue that Clinton's ties, Bill Clinton and his ties to Epstein should also be looked into. So do you think there's a window there which Republicans can corner the Democrats on?
Definitely. Again, we don't know what's going to be in the information that's released, but we do know that Bill Clinton flew to Jeffrey Epstein's island many times. It's already been documented from from flight logs, and yeah, there could be a lot of Democrat and Republican insiders who are implicated in this thing. Though, again, I can't look into a crystal ball. I don't know what they're going to find, but yeah, it could open up a huge new can of worms for Washington. And by pushing for this release, Democrats may be causing problems down the road for themselves. But we'll have to wait and see what's actually in these files.
Absolutely. So I request you to stay on with us. We're tracking more news as far as these files itself are concerned. We're now learning that Harvard University has stated that it will open a new investigation into former Treasury Secretary as well as a Harvard professor, Larry Summers. He was also a former Harvard president, following the release of documents showing an unusually close relationship with late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The probe will examine correspondence between Summers and Epstein, including hundreds of messages on women, politics, and Harvard-related matters, as well as other Harvard affiliates implicated in the files. Harvard spokesperson Jonathan Swain has confirmed that the review aims to evaluate appropriate actions based on the information that is released. Summers, as I mentioned, was a former Harvard president. He stated that he will step back from all public commitments amid scrutiny. Harvard's investigation will cover both current and former affiliates, including Summers' wife and nearly a dozen others. This is information according to the university's own newspaper, the Harvard Crimson. So with us on the broadcast is Mr. Matthew Wadham. It's become quite serious for Harvard as well. One of its professors is now under scrutiny. We've also seen one of its former professors, very noted American lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, who has also been under scrutiny for quite a while now. How seriously does the university take this, especially since it reflects on its reputation, and how crucial is it for a transparent investigation by the university to sort of reinforce confidence in its student body?
Well, it appears that Harvard University takes the matter of Larry Summers' involvement with Jeffrey Epstein very seriously, and they are opening an investigation into his activities. And Larry Summers hasn't been helping himself recently. He said that the whole incident, the Epstein affair, makes him deeply ashamed. And he resigned from the board of OpenAI recently, and he said that he's going to step back from public affairs and is he's basically going to withdraw from public life for the time being. I guess that's maybe so that he can formulate a defense or whatever. He doesn't want to be in the public eye because there's all these embarrassing revelations about him, and I'm not sure what the emails released, the Epstein emails about Larry Summers prove. He was asking him for relationship, or romantic or dating advice, And I'm not sure what else is in there and if it's necessarily incriminating, but you know, the fact that he's involved makes people suspicious of him, even if you know his what he did is not actually nefarious. So anyway, Harvard does appear to take these allegations very seriously, and we'll try to get to the bottom of it. Whether they succeed is anyone's guess.
Indeed, sir. Requesting you to stay put with us as we're tracking further updates, this time regarding the immigration crackdown that is taking place.